I'm coming, y'all. I'll be here in 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. I'm actually up early. I'm actually, believe it or not, I am leaving the gym. I'm not on my way to the gym. I'm actually on my way from the gym. It's actually been like that a few times this week that I've actually woken up early to go to the gym. Some of it has been just scheduling. Like today I'm going to this battle rap event and the Gnome event, the Smack URL Gnome event. This is my first Gnome event that I'm going to. I've been to a few battles. Last one I was at was John John's bullpen. Their final, I think he shut the bullpen down, so I had went to his, and that was the last one that I went to, and now I'll be going to this one. So that's why I kind of got up early, because I think it starts at 1. I'll probably get there about 2, because I think the weather will lighten up, because it's kind of raining right now. So I wanted to do this live stream, and I was sent one topic. The topic on is the man that had the wife. So I had a few people send me this. Oh, it's an old clip, but it definitely is good to spark conversation with. It's an old clip of Jesse Lee Peterson. He's interviewing this. I don't know if they're church members. I don't know if they're a pastor, a wife, or a deacon and a deaconess. But in that, and I'm gonna play the video as well. In that video, you'll see when Jesse asks the wife first, "Is your husband ahead of you?" She says, "He's not the head of me. He's the head of the house." I ain't never heard of that in the Bible. And so I want to talk about that. And the other thing I want to talk about, and of course, the phone lines are open. So the phone lines are open, 862-224-9027. So if y'all got a question or comment, you definitely want to call. And then another quick announcement. I think I'm done for now with the series of showing worse than blacks. Today now for a teaching moment, to show you just how more violent white women are. And the WNBA is going to be the proof. I'm going to show y'all. You want to see pure, unadulterated racism and violence. I'm going to show y'all today. I'm going to show y'all pure, unadulterated racism and pure white women violence. And I'm going to use the WNBA undisputed proof with it all. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Pastor Michael Smith from New Haven Radio.
What's going on, man? You the brother, you in like North Carolina, right? You in North Carolina?
Yeah,
Shalom,
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, brother. You know we only a few weeks away from the North Carolina cookout. You coming, man?
Oh yeah, you got that right. Hey, I'll be there with bells on.
I'm looking forward to meeting you, man. Also, before you ask your question, if anybody looks at the number that's pinned to the top, you'll see my link for my GoFundMe. You want to make sure you support the cookout that we got coming up. So if you want to click that link, you can give $1, you can give $5, you can give $100, whatever you want to give. Say again?
Where's that link at?
You know what? Well, I usually have my number. So if you look in the YouTube, if you look in the chat, where my number is pinned at the top.
Oh, pinned. Okay.
Yeah, it says support our cookout. So yeah, it's right there. So if you click that link, that you can support our cookout, it would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, y'all can give anything, $1, $5, $1,000, whatever you want to give. You know, you can give. And don't worry, I won't be like Umar Johnson and say your broke ass should give more money. Don't worry.
You gonna have some fried pork chops on the grill?
You said what?
Fried pork chops.
No, why would only GOCC would have
I'm just, I'm just, I'm
only
just, just.
GOCC would have fried pork chops. Only.
I'm just joking with you.
Hey, I'm just countering the joke. Only GOCC would have fried pork chops.
No. We stay away from the pork on our fork.
You said what?
Hey, we stay away from the pork on our fork. We don't deal with things like that.
Oh, okay. Yep, the
And
white
and,
man
and
and woman is pork.
at a distance, we only mess with them at a distance.
Shit, I don't mess with them at all. That's me.
But
That's just
but
me.
what's going on with
With what?
America messing with the bees nest over there in Iran?
Man, that's biblical prophecy right there, man. What you
Yeah, I
seeing?
know.
Yeah, that's all like what we seeing is what I know. Like the school, I actually became 1969 from the seven heads, the commanding general on down, have been prophesying these moments, have been telling everybody these moments are in the Bible, been telling you who Iran is, America's role, Russia's role, Saudi's role, Africa's role, Asia's role, been talking about it since the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And like the brother just put in the chat, you see in Joel, the 3rd chapter, the Lord is pulling all these nations into the valley of decision, the valley of Jehoshaphat. And so now in Romans, I think it might be Romans, the 13th chapter, where Paul says it is high time for us to wake up out of sleep. Like
That's right.
as we see, it's a lot of scriptures that come to my mind. That's one of the scriptures that come to my mind, because as we see their kingdom falling, this ain't the time for Latinos to hate blacks, or blacks to hate Native Indians, or us to hate our brothers. This is a time where if you ain't gathered
And that's
yourself
why.
together, O nation not desired, this is the time. The Bible says for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So as we see
That's
their
why
ending,
Mhm.
this one we supposed to hop up on.
That's why we going hard on them FBAs. They try to exclude Issachar.
Yeah, okay, but it's hard to have this conversation with you because you include white people.
At a distance.
It should we shouldn't include nobody at nothing except our people. So as the FBAs are excluding Issachar, you would have more power if you said we should be including Issachar, because my counter to you would be is, well, why are you bringing white people at any distance, at any length? That's worse. It's worse to include white people than to exclude Mexicans, because Mexicans are not systematically oppressing black people, but white folk have been since we've been here. And so even to bring them in at a distance is terrible. So I would say the
But
FBAs is better than you, brother.
but but at the end of the day, is not the other nations going to worship our God?
Now see what you're doing? What you're doing is now about the cap for the other nations. The other nations are going to serve our God by force, by get down. It ain't going to be by teaching. We not like. Hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on. When you read Isaiah the 60th chapter, the Bible says that nations that will not serve shall perish. We not going to them with a Bible verse. We going to them with a sword on neck and say, hey man, you obeying? And they either gonna say yes, they gonna say no. They say yes, they live. They say no, they die. That's how they gonna get taught. They're not getting taught, hey, open up Psalms. You see the Psalms? It says do this. So you're worse than the FBA. And here's why you're worse than the FBA. Because the FBA don't look at themselves as Israel. You do. And you're intentionally twisting the scriptures to bring in nations of people that have been a confederate against us since the Old Testament. When you read Psalms the 83rd chapter, have you ever read Psalms the 83rd chapter, brother?
Yeah.
Right. So when you read Psalms the 83rd chapter, after it names all those nations that are confederate against us, does it say teach?
Edom,
Does it say teach them, or does it say persecute them?
persecute them.
Right. So why would you be
That
trying to?
persecute
Right.
them.
So yeah, it said persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. That's how they get taught, by them being persecuted. They don't get taught by a teacher. You know how long we've been trying to teach these niggas? We've been trying to teach white people forever. And they have taught.
Good, Cap. You good.
And you know what they've done? They've taught us their way. Their way is the sword too, you know. Their way is we're going to beat the shit. We're going to beat our belief into you. We're going to enslave our belief into you. That's what they taught us.
They did that already.
Right. So why would you try to teach them in a way that's going to get your ass whipped? You'll be infiltrated. You'll easily be infiltrated. Your organization will be infiltrated because you're weak. And I ain't saying this out of disrespect. I'm saying this to wake you up. Your organization will be infiltrated because you're weak, because you're not isolated, because you're not closed-minded. You're too open-minded. Your mind has to be closed. I pray when you come to the North Carolina cookout, I pray you take you and whatever congregation y'all have and bring that into the fold of ISUBK and become closed-minded. That's what you need to be, brother. Fuck white people. Fuck Africans. Fuck Chinese. Remember, even in the Bible, I think when you read 2nd Ezra, I think like maybe last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, you had brought out 2nd Ezra 15. You know, at some point, every nation is going to stick to their own.
Facts. That's
so
facts.
Why would you be trying to teach anything at a distance? Can you imagine? Listen, man, I got a video on my YouTube channel right now. We got this white woman on her knees kissing boots. That's what we do. She on her knees.
Yeah, I seen that.
You seen that, right?
I see a white man too.
Yeah, and a white man on his knees kissing boots. That's the closest they can get, on their goddamn knees. That's what they can get. They can get on their knees and they can apologize for the oppression that their ancestors did to us.
But isn't that kind of harsh? Because
nigga, boy.
A lot of these white folks, they've been lied to too.
That's what you want to believe, brother. You love white people too much, brother. You could never lead black people. You said, isn't that too harsh? Let me give an example of what I'm about to talk about right now. Let me show you. Angel Reese, you know Angel Reese, the WNBA player, right?
Mm-hmm.
They swear that she hates Caitlin Clarke because she's white. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I seen that.
Right.
Report on that.
Every time Angel Reese says something or does something against Clarke, they say it's because she's racist and she hates Caitlin Clarke. Did you see them white bitches beating the shit out of Caitlin Clarke in the basketball game?
Yeah.
Right. If you saw that, right, they didn't say nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play the commentary of Stephen A. Smith and the other black reporter saying that this shouldn't even have been a story. You know why? Because white women are violent. That's normal. But a black woman being aggressive against a white woman, that's racist. It's not sports. It's not basketball when a black woman...
I got to disagree with you on that one, Cat.
Why?
The black women are the aggressors. White women ain't aggressive.
You see what he just said to the other... This is one of the rare times I'll let the other caller chime in. Caller, did you hear what this nigga just said?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Did you hear what this nigga just said?
Oh my God, the buffoonery.
No, not the buffoon, not the buffoonery, the coonery coming out of this nigga mouth. This nigga's a coon. You are an absolute brother. Wait, hold on.
I'm one aggressive white woman.
Listen, I want everybody, if you watching the YouTube, right? I want you to just watch the YouTube for a second, right? I'm going to show everybody this video that I just downloaded. Where's this video at? I want y'all to look at this video, right? Let me pull over so I can play this video correctly. Both of y'all on the phone. He said, name me one aggressive white woman. I'm going to just show you in the WNBA. I want y'all to watch this. Now, when Angel Reese does this, when Angel Reese is aggressive, she has not done what I'm about to show y'all. But when Angel Reese or any other black woman has done this to Caitlin Clarke, they said she did it. They did it because they're racist. I want y'all to watch this video. Watch this video. I want y'all to look at the YouTube. Watch this video.
Talking to the official. They're both going at it.
Watch
Say,
it.
hey. Oh, there's a little extra. Here's the eye poke.
Watch the video. Watch y'all. Did she not just elbow this? Did that white bitch elbow the other white bitch? And then did the other white bitch come and knock that white bitch on the ground? But this nigga's on my line talk about white women are not aggressive? Are you slow? Are you slow, brother? He said, now, let me tell you, I guarantee this nigga got a white wife. This nigga got a white wife. Because the first thing out of this nigga's mouth was, show me one white woman that's aggressive. And I showed two. I showed two in 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, we saw two aggressive white women, overly aggressive to another white woman. And then when Stephen A. Smith and the other NBA, other black woman reported on that story, they said it wasn't even a story. And do you know what this white woman loving nigga did on my phone? Said, majority of what, now it goes from show me one to majority. This nigga got a white wife or masturbates to white women. Or you be in there lusted for white women. You got a white woman demon on you. You definitely got a white woman demon. I'm making a clip out of you, nigga. I can't believe a so-called Israelite said white women are not aggressive. Have you seen my series on my Instagram where I show white women beating up other white women? White women being aggressive. Have you seen it?
Now, are they
answer the question. Answer the question. Have you seen it? Because you said majority of white women are not violent. Listen, I called this part 45 the whale edition. Look at my screen again. This the whale edition. Look at these two fat white bitches. Look at them. They about to get it in. Watch. Two whales. Look, wait, let me speed it up a little bit. Let me speed it up. Look at these two whales. You talk about white women ain't aggressive. I can't believe, I don't even know if I want you at my cookout now. I don't even know if I want you. Look at this white woman walking through Times Square with a knife, aimed at people. This white woman is walking through Times Square with a knife. Nobody's saying nothing. You telling me that they not aggressive? Remember, you said majority. I'm showing multiple.
Okay, now listen. Look at the majority.
Now, look at it, he's still majority. Look. You hate black women. Hey, y'all, I want y'all to pay attention. Now he about to focus on black. He's about to put down black women so he can uplift that white bitch. Hey, don't come to my cookout. You can't come to my cookout. If you come, we ain't gonna let you in. I'm telling you. Just remember, I tell you. No. He can't come to my cookout. That, let me, one second. I'm going to bring you on in 1 second, caller. When I tell y'all, that absolutely disgusted me just now. And that's a GOCC nigga. That's what GOCC does to you. He went from saying, white women are not overly aggressive, show me one. I showed him two. Then he went to majority of white women. And then when I started showing all these other white women that are aggressive, you know what he did? Said black women are just as. That nigga hates black women and love. He masturbates to white women and got a white wife. I guarantee you he watched porn of white women. Jesus Christ. I can't believe that. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? 804, brother. What's up, brother? What's up, man? Help me out. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping, man. Maybe I'm. Before you tell me what you called about, tell me if I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Tell me something.
No, you're not tripping, but this is the state of Black America. You got people that are living in complete gaslight. They gaslight themselves. They enable white people to be more powerful than them, and they accept that the master is not as bad as he is by coping by saying, oh, it's the Reese girl. Oh, and then when white people do the work, white people have committed complete genocide to their known state of civilization.
Right.
Every race, everywhere they went. So how could you justify that white women are not violent when they're the head of the genocide? They're the head of the abortion clinics.
Right.
They're the head of all of the nonprofit and all of the programs. They're the head of the Eastern Star. And so without the Eastern Stars, you can't have the Greek fraternities, the AKAs, and all of them. So at the top of the GOAT, and when you look at the 5 points on the GOAT, it's all leading back to the white woman being the head of the genocide and her man being the controller of the genocide.
Right. Absolutely. Listen, that's absolutely perfect.
When you look at that perfect, oh my bad.
No. I was just saying you perfect. Keep going. No, I was just saying that's perfect.
Yeah. So when you look at where they come from, it really comes from the state of a Willie Lynch state of mind. They have to protect the white man, like that person on the phone. You notice their defensive mechanisms wasn't to protect Angela Reese or
right.
to protect any black people. They only wanted to justify that the white woman had the right to destroy at any time, and if Angela Reese even smile or grin or look intimidating, she is angry. She is racist. But the white girl, all she got to do is skip on the floor, don't say nothing, and when another white woman hit her, that's normal.
Right.
That's a normality.
Real talk.
It
That's real talk.
Justify you getting into an angry state because you're a black man and your defense mechanism is to protect the black woman and our natural nature. But it's sad that we living in this generation of people where they don't even understand that when World War II happened, they created a fake Israel. They created a fake religion, and they separated us from our true identity. And now you got a bunch of gaslighted, Section 8, heroin addict, coke addict, addictive side effects that happen because of chemical warfare and all of this pollution, and we lost our original understanding of what the true Bible is and what the true nature of the black man and the black woman is. So I just wanted to say that to you, that I just tilt my hat to you that you listen to these people in a pure ignorance and you try to understand them, but you notice that it's a certain ceiling where no matter how much you tell them, they still readjust back to the slave masters.
Exactly. And that's why, like, I always say, like, without truly, like, you have to hate white people. What I mean by hate, now, usually when I say the word hate, people say, the minute I say hate white people, what goes in a black person's mind is the white man's version of hate. Their version of hate is slavery, prison, hanging, lynching, XYZ. My version of hate is to hate everything about their system, government, way of life, because what that will begin to do is allow you to love your brother, love your sister, love black women, love black men. Because if you don't, like, even the Bible says you cannot serve two masters. You have to love one. You have to hate the other. You have to. First Ezra 8:83 says, thou shalt never seek to have peace with them. And the white, and think about this, as much as the white man hates us and does the things to us, he still works with us every day. He'll work with you every day. He'll be the supervisor at the job. You can even be his supervisor at the job. He's going to work with you every day. But his love is going to always be to his people. His wife is going to be white. Her husband is going to be white. They're going to build up whiteness. We can't love them. We can't have that compassion. The minute we open that door of compassion for them, or the more we give them compassion, the less compassion we give to each other. And what y'all saw on display was a perfect example. Think about this. That brother came in saying that the FBA hates the Mexicans because he looks at the Mexicans as his brother, as well as I. And so I said to him, I said, well, you accept white people, so you're no different. His first response was, at a distance. And so I says, now he's supposed to be an Israelite like me. Now, do you follow being an Israelite?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
well, I'm gonna just say this: in my ignorance, I follow being an Israelite because I'm not gonna act like I.
No, that's good enough. I ain't saying you ain't even got to be on the same level. I'm just making sure we on the same page, so you can relate to what I'm about to say. So now, as us being Israelites, the Bible does not say to teach white people or any other people. It says to teach our people. And so the minute he says at a distance, I knew where it was going. And so the more we talking and he trying to make excuses, What makes somebody like him worse than somebody that doesn't believe in the Bible, or worse than the FBA, is the FBA doesn't have the knowledge that he claims to have. So the FBA doesn't believe in the Bible like he claims to believe, doesn't know the prophecies like he claims to know. So the FBA is just going off of, I'm a black American, I'm enslaved, I don't want to associate with these other people. That's as far as the FBA going with it. The Israelite man is supposed to know the Bible, know the prophecies, and know we're supposed to have these as our brothers. So he's worse. And then when he went to defending that white woman,
Oh my God, it was horrible.
oh,
It's like, but I wanted to compare it to like, and I mean, I'm not a scholar of the Bible, but I know I read in chapter 3 of Genesis when Eve had went and talked to the serpent, and then he came back, and God and Adam was like, "Hey man, she gave it to me. I didn't do nothing." God said, "No, you're the head of your household. You supposed to protect your woman, basically, and she supposed to know right from wrong because you're the man of the house." And he had to be cursed too, and that's the problem. That man, that person I was talking, they got to realize they're the head of their household. It's your right to understand the Bible. And what did God do? He created a boundary around knowledge, wisdom, understanding to protect them from it, because he realized that Adam wasn't strong enough to protect his own woman, so he had to create the boundary around it. So that's what's going on in these days. You got men out here who need to protect a woman, who need to set the boundaries and moral law based on the Bible, need to teach their woman Leviticus, need to teach their women moral law and understanding. These women don't know it because the white man he's still in the garden and he's still feeding them poison.
That's right. I mean, listen, that's such a heavy point.
These men don't step up and start being real man and take responsibility. You just can't teach them it. You got to live by it.
Right.
Because
it got to be something that's in you.
Your moral law change.
That's right. It got to be something that's in you.
Stop giving the white man all y'all power, and then you got brothers like the captain coming on here telling y'all every day, and then y'all notice 50% of black women in America got herpes, HSV on HSV2 between the ages of 18 and 49. That means that every time y'all meet a woman, it's a 50% chance that you could contract that disease.
Right.
Don't y'all see that our compulsive hypersexuality is coming from our ignorance of not living by the morals of God and protecting our woman and living by a code? So you can't just teach the black woman. You got to live by the code and they will follow it. So Adam, all of these Adams out here, read the chapter 3 in the Bible and understand that you can't blame the black woman for your problem. You can't blame nobody. It's up to us to be the leader of our families and be the reflection of change. And brothers like that, they are gone. They are enabled by a system that's been destroying them since the white man became what he is today. And that's all I wanted to say, brother, because I was going to get back to work. But I want to say, man, I respect your movement. I've been watching you since Starting at the TV. I respect how you always stood on your principles, and you notice even all of the brothers that walk through them streets, you one of the only brothers that's standing. You see all of them false prophets who took that knowledge and became gluttonous and started to buy idols. And what happened to them? What happened to all them black brothers that was on Starting at the TV that was idol worshiping Egypt, that was idol worshiping Malachi York, and all these people that was using black magic and all this stuff?
Heavy facts, brother.
The same thing that white master used. They all in shambles.
That's
they
right.
all in isolation, because that's where the devil going, to the abyss when he goes. And that's where you go when you play with the word of God. It's not a joke.
It's not.
So
this brother's spitting. Hey, I appreciate you too. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, no sweat. All right. Yo, listen, man. What that caller did, shout out to that caller right there. But what the previous caller did was show why I titled this the way that I titled it. Angel Reese and Clarke is being pushed. Black men that hate Angel Reese, it's because they hate black women. There is no legitimate reason to hate Angel Reese. There's another stat I wanted to show. I don't know if it's on this phone. Did I put it on this phone? Hold on. It's not on this phone. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Save this stat line. The stat line that I thought I saved was I thought I had saved this stat because it was two things. One, for some reason, first of all, I think you're gay. For the black men that's hating on Angel Reese as far as her playing basketball, is borderline effeminate. This is, and I'm going to tell you, that's how powerful Angel Reese is. Angel Reese is not the best player in the WNBA, neither is Caitlin Clarke. I forget the name of the sister that was the MVP last year, but she's the best player in the NBA. The influence and power and dominance of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clarke goes without saying. A'ja Wilson. So A'ja Wilson is actually the best player in the WNBA. She's the reigning MVP. But Angel Reese and Caitlin Clarke are the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird of the WNBA. They are two star caliber players. Coming out of college, Angel Reese beat Caitlin Clarke, I think, in for the championship one year. So coming out of college, they are the Magic and Bird comparison, meaning a top white player, a top black player that played against each other, had a rivalry against each other. So now they can come into the WNBA and create a rivalry that brings attention to a sport that's dying. Because nobody was watching the WNBA before that. And even, to my understanding, even with Caitlin and Angel, I don't know if they really went over the top, but they're on their way. So Angel Reese is that dominant. Now, I'm not condoning, I'm not talking about when she wear that skirt where you can see her booty cheek. I ain't talking about when she twerking. I ain't talking about none of that. And so what does the WNBA use for them? Racism. Because one thing America knows, racism works in America. Y'all can get mad at the Israelites saying we're racist, but all of y'all are racist. All of y'all. When you voted for Obama, you was racist. When you voted for Kamala, you was racist. When you voted for Trump, you was racist. When you voted for Cheney, you was racist. Biden was so racist, he could say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And you niggas still voted for him. Let that sizzle in your spirit. So why wouldn't the WNBA use racism to push the WNBA? Because you know what happens? The minute they say, this black woman is bullying this white girl, all of the white people gonna come out the woodworks. That's why Caitlin's games sell out. Not just because she can play, but because the pulse of racism emanates through all of them. So what white people are doing are supporting their racist woman. And there ain't a greater racist than the white woman. That bitch is evil and racist, and she's violent. Outright violent. I want to play some of this video. I just want to see something. Bear with me 1 second, y'all.
As a technical for Angel's response to that, which any player that gets hit like that, I used to do this all the time. I turn around, I once got messed up with because it was Brittany Griner. Be careful, you gotta be careful. But you have these heat of the moment emotional reactions on both sides that understood, all right, this is a basketball play. Which, by the way, this happened not just in this game, multiple games. All right, I was in Barclays.
I'm trying to find something, y'all. Bear with me 1 second.
Marina was very mad that she got assessed.
Nailed it. I continue to say that this is competition. And obviously, if we're in this setting and I know buckets allow fouls.
Bear with me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find where, hold on, let me disconnect that internet. I'm trying to find,
I know how to read. You understand? I know you understand.
Trying to see.
Or like, they have it?
I think we saw a glimpse of it last year at the WNBA All-Star Game.
Wait, I want to see something. Hold on 1 second.
I know you understand. No. I know the difference. You understand? Just like when you was at...
Yeah, they have respect.
That ain't what I asked.
Now, I want y'all to hear what Stephen A. says.
I would appreciate the education from the both of you.
Watch this.
Does Caitlin Clarke and Angel Reese have any love or like for one another at all?
respect.
Yeah, they have respect.
I don't know. That ain't what I asked.
So now, first thing Stephen A. asks is, do they have any love or like for each other, right?
I asked you a yes or no question. I mean, I just asked. I didn't ask for.
Shape the spaces that they're in with the heat of the moment from.
Do they like each other now?
I think they would say they like each other.
I would say
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. We're gonna go with that. This was a basketball play.
Uh-huh.
You understand? It was the heat
Now,
of the moment. I got it.
When you look up Angel Reese and that foul with them, the whole controversy is Angel Reese does it because she's black. I want to play this video now with it off the phone because you might hear it better, and I have the phone open. So I want y'all to watch these white women. White women are allowed to do this, and there is no backlash for it. To stay smart, I already texted, we said Monday. I can't forget if it's Sunday. You got to contact me on Monday, brother. And you in Jersey. It ain't nothing but calling me on Monday. So now, I want y'all to watch this video again. Watch this video.
They're both going at it saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra.
Here's the eye poke.
Watch the elbow. Bow.
Scrape across.
When I watch
You already
this.
hit me in the eye. Can you give me a moment here of space? Oh, and Marina Maber's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that.
Y'all see that? Look, wait, let's keep going. And now, here are other white women. So now, these are 3 white women in the same sport. 3 white women in the same sport that Angel Reese is in. But you don't see them being called aggressive, angry, or mad. You know what it's called? Basketball. That's what it's called. When black women, though, do it, it's called they're angry, aggressive, and mad. If I'm not mistaken, I thought that you were supposed to be aggressive. That's what I thought. Now, I ain't really for women playing basketball, like realistically. And I'm gonna tell you why. I remember there was this sister. Her name is Nyla Says. I don't know if y'all remember Nyla Says. She was a sister I did an interview with. Maybe I'll put that up. Maybe I'll throw that interview up that we did. This was a couple years ago. We did an interview. I remember one time she said when she was playing basketball, they said, had their breast pinned down. They was telling them to play like a man. It's an extremely manly type of sport. And it's a sport where lesbians would thrive. Do y'all remember Candace Parker? I think her name is Candace Parker. Let me see if I got the right name. Wait, before I do that, if y'all haven't, make sure y'all click that link that's pinned to the top for the Marcus Garvey, for our annual cookout at Marcus Garvey Park in Harlem, New York. Make sure y'all click that link up at the top. Show your love to me. Show your love to my school. Show your love for the Most High. Donate to our cookout. All the proceeds will go to our cookout that we have in August 31st, Marcus Garvey Park. Make sure you click that link. Candace Parker. I think her name was Candace Parker, right? Let me make sure I got, yes. Candace Parker, backlash. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, wait, let me see. No. There was a time, wait, hold up. Backlash, lesbians. Let me see if I could. I have to type it in a way where I could get it, because she got backlash because she wasn't a lesbian. I'm just trying to find the story. If anybody could find the story where Candace Parker got backlash because she wasn't a lesbian. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I may have to just tell y'all. So there was an article a couple years ago when Candace Parker was talking about the overwhelming peer pressure of being a lesbian in the WNBA. No, what I'm saying she wasn't never a lesbian. Damn, she a lesbian now? Okay, now, let's say if she's a lesbian now. If she's a lesbian now, no. Y'all gotta, no, Candace Parker wasn't always a lesbian. This maybe be like 2018, 2019. Hey, okay, if y'all still watching Garfield channel talk about Israelites, that's y'all problem. That's y'all problem. Don't ask me why Garfield talk about the Israelites, because Garfield can't talk about nothing else to get attention. If he ain't talking about the Israelites, he's not gonna get attention. That's why he's talking about it. But now, if you watching it, what does that say about you? Or maybe you seen the title. If you watching Garfield talk about the Israelites, I'll use a fool. Garfield knows the only thing that he can talk about where people will listen is talking about the Israelites. When he talk about them economics, don't nobody want to hear that shit. When he talk about, no, Mika, you can go over there to learn. Don't tell us, Mika, don't come over here telling us to go to Garfield's channel to learn. Garfield is a clown when it comes to Israelites. As a brother, Garfield is all right. Me and Garfield is cool. But if we talking about him on his channel and platform talking about Israelites, he's a clown. He's absolutely ignorant. He hates the Israelites. And here's a sidebar. I don't even think he fully hates. Was it Candace Wiggins? That might be it. I don't even think he hates the Israelites the way he does. It's just a troll to get people to watch it. There is no history that Garfield can teach anybody. Garfield can't teach anybody history because he's not an honest historian. Now there's historians I respect honestly. The sad part is most of them are Israelites because most Israelites are honest historians. Garfield is not honest about anything. Garfield will lie because Garfield don't have rules. Garfield will go into the bathroom in the middle of a debate. But as a brother, me and Garfield is cool as a brother. I could, laugh with him, joke with him and shit like that. But outside of that, if y'all still listening to him, I feel sorry for y'all. Let me see if it was Candace Wiggins. I might have had the wrong name. I know it was Candace something, though. Let me see if it was Candace Wiggins. Somebody put Candace Wiggins in here. Oh, let me see. I'm trying to find this. Now, if y'all trying to trick me and wait for me to take a pre-workout, Candace Wiggins, lesbianism attacks. If y'all trying to wait for a pre-workout, there ain't none. Oh, it wasn't Candace Parker. I apologize. Hey, Mika, all right. Mika, you're a friend to my chat, right? So what I mean by a friend to my chat, I've known Mika for years, love her, right? But what I have to warn you, Mika, because I'm almost ready to take your wrench away. Like my chat ain't really, I don't think, here's my lens, Mika, that I think of you. This is my lens. This ain't about being mad. This is about my lens. My lens and how I thought or think you would see my channel is it wouldn't be the channel that you would troll me. It wouldn't be the channel that you would troll Tazaryach. I wouldn't think that. And then the more that I see you do that, every time you do it, like there was a time where, I don't know why I burp sometimes. I think when I take a pre-workout, I burp. And then it's you that I've known for so long would talk about me burping in the chat. Now, I don't even know when I do it. It could be because of the protein that I took or whatever. But when I see moderators, I entrust moderators to be a certain way, conduct themselves a certain way because it's my channel. So the more you don't respect it as my channel, the more eventually, I'm telling you, I'm going to take the wrench away. And then you can just do whatever you want. And then I won't see the blue. So I won't even see your comment at all. Because I don't see no other moderators on my channel do that. Barn Dog don't do it. Malak don't do it. Kareem don't do it. No other moderators troll me except you. So I'm just giving you that friendly warning. So Lord allow you stop. Because if you don't, and then you wake up and then you don't have a wrench one day, I'm just telling you that's why. And I'm saying it publicly so it can be recorded why. Thank you. Appreciate it. So it was Candace Wiggins. So I apologize. It wasn't Candace Parker. It was Candace Wiggins. So Candace Wiggins says, I was bullied for being straight, 98% gay WNBA. This article is from 8 years old. Former NBA star describes very, very harmful culture in the league. Wiggins says she was targeted for harassment because she was straight. Candace Wiggins, the former Stanford University basketball star who retired from basketball, claims she was targeted for harassment. She was only 30, so she was still in enough shape where she could still play. But you ask, why she would retire is because she's a straight woman, and she should allow to be straight. And this is what I tell y'all, man. Like, the LGBTQ or the LGBTQs are the most aggressive people on the planet, and your straightness is always going to offend them. It's always going to offend them. And you know why it's going to offend them? Because the demon in them would not be comfortable sitting next to an angel. Let that sizzle in your spirit. A demon would never be comfortable sitting next to an angel. I'm going to say it one more time. A demon will never be comfortable sitting next to an angel. I'm going to tell a funny story about my brother, right? My brother in the world, I love my brother. Y'all know my brother passed away back in January, right? And we have a lot of funny moments, like, when it comes to the truth. And we got, like, a lot of teaching moments. So I remember when I first came into the truth, I used to, go back and forth with my family. But then it got to a point where I said, well, my family not going to get the truth. So all I'm going to do is just enjoy my time with my family when I'm around them. So I remember me, my sister's husband, and my brother, we watching boxing. Now, they at my house. So all I want to do is just watch boxing. I'm just in there watching boxing. And I'll never forget, my brother just sitting there, and we watching boxing. But my brother just keep looking at me weird and shit, man. But I ain't saying nothing because I know why he looking at me. He looking at me and he just boiling like, I want to talk about something about the Bible, but he ain't saying nothing. And I'm just sitting there just chilling, watching the game. And sure enough, he finds a reason to bring up the Bible and to bring up demons and stuff like that. So here's what he said to me. He said to me, he said, you see, Ty? Because now, y'all know my name is Reese, so he would either call me Tazaryach or Ty. Those are two names he would call me. So in this instance, he's calling me Ty. So he's like, you see, Ty, I can't be on that. I can't be an Israelite like you. He said, because if I was an Israelite, when I'm getting out there, when I see that devil, I got to fight that devil face to face. I got to be up in his face, blah, 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 blah. And so here's what I said to him. And this goes to why I said the demon can't sit next to an angel. This is what I said to him. I said, Steph, that dust you smoke, that's your demon. You ready to defeat it? And then I went back to watching the game, and he didn't say nothing else. So when you're sitting next to that lesbian, when you're sitting next to that gay person, they can't sit next to you without putting some type of pressure on you because the demon in them owns them already. Always remember this, right? For brothers and sisters that's in the truth, always remember this. The demon already owns the other person. So it's nothing to be in them. The demon has to get in you. It has to. The demon don't have to. Like when the demon, listen, when the demon can even leave them because the demon has them programmed. The demon has them on cruise control. You want to know how you can know that spiritually? For any of y'all that have come into the truth and you start getting attacked, the reason you getting attacked is because that demon realized you're leaving him. And so now he has to come back. That demon has to come back with more pressure, with more things. I'm going to read it for you in the Bible after this call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother.
My name is Wayne, calling from Florida. Blessings, Captain. I had asked you Last, I don't remember the day, but I know you was running. It was I think it was Sunday for the world's Dad Day or whatever. You was on the live. But anyway, I had asked you about the Matthew genealogy and first with Abihud, Rehisa, and First Chronicles chapter 3 and First Chronicles chapter 8. I believe you had said you was going to do a live on it that Tuesday.
What? Give me the scriptures again.
It was Matthew, the genealogy that's located in Matthew chapter 1 and Luke chapter 1, I believe. I was cross-referencing it with First Chronicles chapter 3 and First Chronicles chapter 8, where
but can you give me the verses though, not the chapter?
Yes, I got you.
The Chronicles one. Give me the Chronicles one.
Yes, it's hold on one second. Let me go back to my where is that chapter here? Alrighty, so it is Chronicles 3 and 17.
You said First Chronicles 3 and 17?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
And First Chronicles chapter 8, verse 3. So in Matthew chapter 1 and 12, it says, after the Babylonian exile, Jeconiah was the father of Shealtiel. Shealtiel was the father of Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel was the father of Abihud, right? But when in Chronicles chapter 3, it's verse 17, it says, the sons of Jeconiah, the captive, were Shealtiel, his son. Also,
when I read First Chronicles 3 and 17, it said the son of Jeconiah, Salathiel, his son.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you go down to 19, it talks about the sons of Pedaiah were Zerubbabel and Shimei. The sons of Zerubbabel were Mesulam and Hanan.
Okay, so what's the discrepancy that you're trying to find out?
Well, I don't see Abihud in that first, because First Chronicles chapter 3 is the lineage or the genealogy of King of David or the tribe of Judah.
But in First Chronicles 8 and 3, it says, now Benjamin, well, verse 1 says, now Benjamin begat Beulah, his firstborn, Ashbel the second, and Arah the third.
Yes.
Is this the same people?
Well, when you go down to verse 3, it says Bela had sons, Adar, Gear, and Abihud.
Okay, what about it?
So,
but the start line is not the same man, though.
Right. So the thing is, what I was trying to get the understanding of is, all right, because so in Matthew.
Wait, before we get to Matthew, in First Chronicles 3 and First Chronicles 8, those are two different men. That's not the same line, so they're not the same. You know,
right.
Just because the names are right. So I don't know where the I don't know why you're pairing First Chronicles 3 and First Chronicles 8 together.
Well, because I see Abihud as a Benjamite, and
all you see here. Okay, make it simple. I'm gonna help you simplify the Bible. Anybody can have the same name. They can be a brother. Right. So that's all that is. You want to look at the line. So the line in First Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, is not the line of Benjamin in First Chronicles 8. So just because you see the same name does not mean it's the same person or trying to imply it's the same person.
Well, the thing is, I don't see Abihud nor Rehisa in First Chronicles chapter 3.
Okay, what is that? Again, are we getting rid of First Chronicles 8? Because First Chronicles 8 is irrelevant to your question.
Well, no, that's not necessarily, because I see the name Abihud.
You see the name, brother. You see the name. You know, you and I can have the same name. Does not mean we have the same father, so your line can be different than mine. You sound like a West Indian brother, right?
So the question
Just answer the question. You sound like a West Indian brother, right?
Definitely.
Thank you. So let's say me and your name was Tazaryach, right? What is your father's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Wayne.
My father's name is Carl. So in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, is going to be Carl. 1 Corinthians, the 8th chapter, is going to be Wayne. So even though your name is Tazaryach and my name is Tazaryach, does not mean we come from the same father just because we're reading the same names in 1 Chronicles 3 and 1 Chronicles 8. Do you understand?
Correct. But that wasn't the basis of my question. I was just trying to formulate the context.
Right, but 1 Chronicles 8, we're going to throw that out. Just focus on 1 Chronicles 3 and get me to where you're coming to in the New Testament.
The names that are mentioned in Matthew and Luke are not there, and that's the reason why I even brought up Chronicles 8, because I see the name there. But let's put it away like how you stated, and let's deal with the matter.
First Chronicles 8 has nothing to do with this. Let's go.
All right, so those names that are in 1 Chronicles 3 versus Matthew chapter 1.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, Yadazar. I got to call you. I'm doing a live stream right now. I'm going to call you when I'm done.
Oh, no, sir.
All right, Shalom, Lord Christ.
Lord Christ.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
You ready for me again?
Yes.
All right. So in Matthew chapter 1, it reads that Zerubbabel had a son named Abihud. However, that's not recorded in 1 Chronicles chapter 3. Neither is Rehesa or Rehesa, which is recorded in the Luke genealogy.
Okay, and then so now what are you asking me?
So I'm trying to figure out, where does this genealogy come from? If the genealogy was given in 1 Chronicles chapter 3 and it specifies who Zerubbabel's sons were, where did they get Abihud and
Did you watch
Rehesa?
I did a lecture on the virgin birth. I think I did it Wednesday. Did you happen to catch that?
No, because I was waiting on the one that you said you were going to do Tuesday.
Okay, well that's what I was talking. Did I do? No. Actually, I did do a Tuesday. So I did. Did I do a Tuesday? Yeah, I think I did it Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever way I did it. Right. In that lecture, right? So when you're reading Matthew's genealogy and Luke's genealogy, when I brought out the history on it, the history on Matthew and Luke's genealogy, because Nathan is mentioned in Matthew and then Solomon is mentioned in Luke. You're aware of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the reason when you read those two lineages, Matthew's is a generational lineage. And so when you do the history of why you see the different names intertwined with each other, is because in a lot of cases it was based on the law of a brother. So the reason why in Luke 3rd chapter you see Heli is the son of Joseph, and you see Joseph is the son of Heli, but in Matthew you see Jacob is the father of Joseph. The reason why you see Joseph appear to have two fathers is because one is the physical father, one is the law of a brother. So the point, right. So the point of those lineages is, and the point of when you actually get the history that I said, a lot of them are law of a brother marriages that you're seeing in Luke. That's why you'll see Heli and Joseph is there. So that same pattern is passed throughout. So the point of Matthew and Luke is not to go through 1 Chronicles and look for the comparison, because that's not the point. The point of Matthew and Luke is to give you that Christ comes from the house of David. Here's how he's connected. It's not trying to tie it directly to Chronicles. It's just tying how the house of David intermarried with each other, and some was sons physically and some was sons by law. That's the point of...
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so wouldn't Abihud, which is mentioned in Matthew's generational in Matthew's account, why isn't he mentioned in Chronicles? Because
it doesn't have to be mentioned, because in Matthew, Abihud could just be a son by law, not a son by lineage. 1 Chronicles is intent on being the physical son. Matthew,
Okay. So
brother, you gonna keep interrupting the answer?
no. I thought you was yielding. I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
was still talking. So when Matthews is a generational, it tells you, Matthews tells you from this generation to this generation. It's a literal generational lineage. Luke is a lineage that's by that's by literal and by law. I just answered it for you. Like, listening is an art. The intent of Matthew and Luke is not for it to be physical. It's showing you that Joseph comes from the house of David, and that the house of Solomon, and that Solomon and Nathan, the sons of David, that their houses intertwine. I even gave the historical data for it. So you're not going to always see the same names in the lineage in Chronicles, because the intent in Chronicles is different than the intent in Matthew and Luke.
Understood. So, I'm sorry, I didn't know if you was finished or not. Okay.
Yeah, I'm finished. Go ahead, brother. This is gonna be the last exchange, so I can get back to my topic.
Oh yeah, definitely. So would I be able to find those names within the Tanakh? As
You
far
find
as
those, the Tanakh is the New Testament. You'll find them right there.
You said the Tanakh is the New Testament?
That's absolutely what I said. Everything in the Bible is Israelite law, Old and New Testament. So again,
Okay.
this is important, because people look for contradictions, and I'm not saying that's what you are. It sounds like you're trying to combat somebody bringing a contradiction to you. And what you have to understand, if the intent of Matthew and Luke was to be just like Chronicles, then you would need every single name in there. But the intent is not. You know that the intent is not, is because one is doing a generational lineage and another has names mentioned that are names by law and not by physical. The reason why I'm using physical meaning by seed. So Jacob is the seed that Joseph came from. Heli is the law that Joseph came from. You understand?
Gotcha. All right.
So that's the point of Matthew and Luke. It's not about having every single person mentioned. Chronicles is different. That's why it's called Chronicles. It's chronicalizing, if I said that word right, it's chronicalizing every single son. That's the intent. Matthew's is generational. Luke is by law and by house. The point is to show that that Christ comes from the house of David because of Joseph. That's the point.
Oh, all right. I appreciate you. I was just stating that I didn't see those names.
And I'm telling you, you're going to see names that you don't see, because that's the point. The point is saying, this is recorded here. This is the son here. This is the son here. This is the son here. It's going to be like that.
Gotcha. All right. I appreciate you.
No sweat. So now I want to read for y'all Matthew's the 12th chapter. So remember, that demon, when you clean yourself up, like whenever you come into the truth, just a recap, when you're sitting next to someone that has the demon in him, that demon is going to work on you. And the thing about demons are never ugly, y'all. Demons ain't ugly. Demons be the most beautiful things you can find. And I got to go soon, so I'm going to try to do this quick. Demons are the most beautiful things you can find. In Matthew, the 12th chapter, it says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, it says, when an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return unto my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth empty, swept, and garnished. So when you get that, like you come into the truth, and then you stop eating pork, you stop smoking weed, them demons that had you trained on smoking weed, almost like, you ever see them hamsters that's on a spinning wheel? That's how the demon have you on sin. That's how the angel's supposed to have you. We're hamsters. You could be a hamster for the law. You could be a hamster against the law. So when that demon got you on that hamster, you just running. And then you hop off the wheel, right? When you hop off the wheel, can a woman remarry if the man? I'll answer that question in a second. When you hop off the wheel, that demon knows you hopped off the wheel. And that demon is like, oh, you got rid of me? Let me come back and check this. Let me check this person out. And when they come back, they see you cleaned up. You're a new creature. And the demon is like, I can't have that. So he gets some of his homeboys. He said, hey, man, let me read it. It says, then he goeth and taketh with himself, 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter and dwell there. So you got to understand, every time you go around people not in the truth, there's an opportunity for you to leave the truth. You have to always be on guard. You know what I thank the Most High for? I thank the Most High that no matter where I have been, I have never left the truth. I'm about to go to a battle rap event. I ain't gonna leave the truth though. I sat with 85 South. I seen some people in the comment section saying, Cap, you sitting with these cats smoking weed. Why you ain't checked them on smoking weed? It's their house. I'm in their house. As Christ was sitting with the publicans and sinners, what did Christ do with the publicans and sinners? He taught them. So as I'm on the 85 South show, and if the goal is to go in there and condemn them about weed, you know what happens? Soon as I start condemning them about weed, they say, oh, this interview's over. You'll never see it. Because I came into their house that they're bringing me to so that I can teach the masses. And y'all so small-minded, you don't see the bigger picture. But as I'm sitting there and they're doing their evil, guess who's not? I'm not doing the evil. Guess who's teaching the truth? I'm teaching the truth. I'm dropping the jewels on that platform that gets it out to more people. So you have to remember that every single time you're sitting with somebody not in the truth, that demon is looking for a way to attack you. Super chat, let me get the super chat. Can a woman remarry if a man cheat? Let me go to Matthew 5:32 before I answer the question. Matthew 5, and this goes right into my last subject. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, save fornication, commit adultery. Whosoever shall marry her, let his divorce. Can a woman remarry if the man cheat? No, a woman can't remarry. That Matthew 5:31 don't have anything to do with your question. So if a man is married to a woman, and then he deals with another woman that has a man, which is what adultery is. Adultery is not if a man gets another woman that's single. But if that man deals with the woman and he commits adultery, that has nothing to do with the existing wife that he has. She still got to stay with him. The judgment ain't even on her. The judgment ain't even on the first. Let's say he got wife number 1. So he got wife number 1. She's married to him. He goes and gets another woman, but he's committing adultery with that other woman. That has nothing to do with her. That's like saying, if that man goes out and smokes weed, am I still married? If that man eats pork, am I still married? There's no sin that man commits that now frees you from him like that. Maybe you would have to get counsel on something, I would say. Maybe homosexuality or something like that. Maybe I would say. But outside of that, no. You can't divorce him because he cheated with another woman. Like, because he committed adultery does not give you the opportunity now to commit adultery. Women, no, you didn't ask, can a woman be betrayed? The betrayal ain't even on him, on her. She's not, especially for you. Let me tell you something about you Israelite women. You Israelite women, if we talk about being Israelites, a man that's an Israelite can have more than one woman. There is no betrayal. When you get with a woman, when a woman gets with an Israelite man, she knows that he can get other women. If he gets another woman or not, it's not betrayal, because the woman walks in knowing this is an Israelite man, Israelite culture. You can have more than one wife. And that woman don't dictate what you do with any other woman. You know what's the crazy part? Let this sizzle in your spirit, ladies. You ever have, and this for the fellas that have more than one woman, does any of your wives ever come to you and say, or want to know, or say, I want to know if you got anything else going on with the other women? You ever have those type of wives? Why you didn't tell me this was going on with this woman? Here's how you counter that. Let me give y'all a little drop in the bucket. That same woman, that says she wants, why you didn't tell me what's going on with this other woman? This what you say to her. So are you saying you want me to tell my other wives what me and you have going on? You want me to tell my other wives what you and I are doing? Because women are nosy. Women are nosy when they can't even help being, like, women can't help being nosy. You have to put you gotta like put a barrier around that nosy. You gotta put like a barrier, like, hey, I was about to say something crazy. Like, hey, don't ask me that. You already sharing. Mika said everybody knew about each other. That's correct. It ain't no hiding. So that has nothing to do with the relationship that each woman has is with that husband. The relationship ain't with the wife, with the other wife. Where I got to tell the wife, hey, I'm taking her out to eat. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to the concert. We having a baby. I'm thinking about getting another wife. I'm thinking about doing this. We going on a vacation. It is not that man's job to report. And the problem is women want to be your boss. Let that sizzle in your spirit. It's only one boss in my household. And let me break it down. And Mika said ancient people did it differently. I would suggest you read the Bible. Let's use Jacob for an example. When Jacob had his two wives, Leah and Rachel, Jacob didn't go see Leah. And then Leah knew that Rachel wanted these mandrakes and then gave the mandrakes. And then that's how he saw her. But Jacob wasn't doing all this communicating with each other and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, when you look at Sarah said, kick that bitch out. Sarah said, kick that bitch out. That's what Sarah said. Sarah said, kick that bitch out after she gave Abraham that woman. Now, Sarah's reasoning, though, was correct. Sarah's reasoning for kicking that bitch out is because she thought she was better than Sarah. She thought she was better than Sarah because she had that son, and she thought that son gave her power over Sarah. And Sarah said, hell no, kick that bitch out. And you know how you know Sarah is right? Because the Lord told Abraham to listen to Sarah. So you bitches out there trying, let me say it PG, because if I say bitches, y'all gonna get all of it. Fuck that. So you bitches out there that's trying to tell your man what to do, the Lord gonna have to tell that man to listen to you, because you could be wrong. Especially when it comes to women. Because women have to fight their jealousy of other women. Women will accept a man. Women will accept a man that does anything. This teaches itself. Women accept drug dealers. Women accept murderers. Women accept niggas that they know beat women. Let that sizzle in your spirit. And you know what every woman think? Every woman think, yeah, he beat women, but he ain't gonna beat me. And then they get their ass beat. Because women are stupid. Women don't think right. Women think with their eyes. They don't think with their brain. They think with their emotions. They don't think with their brain. So they see the drug dealer and they say, oh, that's who I want. Yeah, he dealing drugs, but you know, it's all right. Oh, he beat her because she did this and did that. And then when they get beat or hooked on the drugs or go to jail because of him, I should have never got with him. I should have never did that. Which leads right to my subject. I want to play this video. Women don't know how to pick a man. They don't. So I'm going to play this video. Hold on. Let me see. Hold up. Where's this video at? Hold on 1 second. This is a video I want to play. This is an old video, but I want to play this video.
So
hold on.
Agree that my research. So you agree that Maurice is the head of you?
He has been head, and I put him there because I know my place, and I know where God has put me, and he is the head of the household, not the head of me. He's the head of the household. I'm
gonna bring that back.
He's the one.
Listen, this woman will not let this man be the head of him. Her rather. Watch this.
So you agree that Maurice is the head of you?
He has been head, and I put him there because I know my place, and I know where God has put me, and he is the head of the household, not the head of me. He's the head of the household. He's the one that will lead and guide and protect and take care of the household for us.
So he's not the head of you.
Christ is the head of me.
But your husband is supposed to be the head.
And he is the head of the household, and I follow him as he followed Christ, and my children follow us.
Right.
They follow us. We set the example.
So let me just ask you, did you know you're not the head of your wife, but the house?
Oh yes.
I mean, it's just, but you just told me you're the head of your wife.
But this is the thing. As the word kicking. That's why, brother, we got to keep the scripture.
Yeah.
See, that's why I see.
But what does the scripture? Does the scripture say you're the head of your wife, or you're the head of the house?
It says the man is the head.
Of what?
Okay. It's the head based over the church.
No. What did
the wife?
So and the Bible says you're the head of your wife or the head of the house?
Wait, hold on.
The head of the house.
This nigga is scared of his woman, yo. Let me tell you something. I ain't scared of no woman. Listen, I'm speaking purely of myself. So I want to do two things first. Oh, excuse me. The first thing I want to do before I say what I say is I want to applaud every woman that's with me, because I'm not easy. I'm not. When I say I'm not easy, I'm not a brute. I don't abuse women. I don't beat women or anything like that. But I'm in this truth, so the Most High comes first. It comes before everything. So my time is always going to be limited because I'm stretched out everywhere. You know, I do a lot. I'm a famous Israelite, if you want to say so, right? So that comes with a lot of, hey, I got to go fly here. I got to go do this. I got to go do that. So I applaud the women that I have that understand that and support me in that, because it means a lot. So I want to get that out the way first. But let me tell you something. I can lose every single woman that I have, and I would not miss a beat. If a woman like this tries to boss me around, can't say I'm not the head, try to gird up her loins against me and challenge me, I have no problem losing you. Hey, ask all of them. When every rib I got, I tell them, man, I could say, Lord be with you, or I could say, Lord be with you. Depends on which Lord be with you get. I'll be like, hey, Lord be with you. And that's it. Women like babies. You can always make one. No, I'm just messing. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just messing. Oh. It's like sorry, not sorry. But it's real talk, though. What I mean by that is, like, a woman like this, or a woman that's married to a man, you have to understand, you serve him. You absolutely serve him. And the man is the prize. And Tamika, when says he thinks he's the prize, the man is the prize. And with the man being the prize, you women better choose your prize wisely. Older people might have, I don't know if they still sell these now, but you ever heard of Cracker Jacks? Anybody ever heard of Cracker Jacks? Cracker Jacks used to be like this popular caramel type of popcorn. And in every box of Cracker Jacks, it would come with a prize. But when you got the Cracker Jacks box, you never knew what the prize was, but you knew that there was a prize in the Cracker Jacks. So a lot of times people would buy, instead of buying, what was the other one? It was Cracker Jacks, and there was another caramel one like Nut and Crunch or something like that. There was another one, Nut and Crunch. What was it? Nut and Crunch. What was the other one? It was Cracker Jacks, and there was another one. It was like Crunch and Nut, Nut and Crunch, or something like that. It was some kind of popcorn like that. Crunch and Munch. So people would buy Cracker Jacks over Crunch and Munch because Crunch and Munch didn't offer a prize. Cracker Jacks did. So Cracker Jacks was a little bit more appealing, right? So when it comes to your man is better than Cracker Jacks because you can see the prize you're getting before you submit to it. So when you out there picking your man, especially for you women that think y'all Israelites, women that think y'all intelligent, women that think y'all know how to pick a man, women that done had like 4 or 5 niggas, and now I'm about to end the live stream, y'all. Women that done had about 4 or 5 niggas don't know how to pick a nigga, but think now they gonna get the right nigga. Always remember, the man is the prize. So pick wisely because you can see it. It's not like the Cracker Jack box where you're hoping for a good man. You should be able to see, you should be able to pick, you should be able to observe. The woman is not the prize because a woman is not a threat. The woman is not the prize because the woman is not the protector. The woman is who the man does everything for when that woman is in the right spirit. There's nothing she ain't gonna get from that man because a man loves a woman. A man adores a woman. When a man is going home to a good woman, when a man gets a phone call from a good woman, when a man gets a text message from a good woman, when a man thinks about that woman, it helps him spiritually, mentally deal with the world. Because as that man is going out to battle and fight and secure, if he knows he got a wicked bitch at home, if he knows he got a wicked bitch that's going to call him, if he got a wicked bitch that's going to message him, he don't even want to talk to her. You know what he gonna do? He definitely gonna keep working. That nigga, listen, if your man is working overtime, it's because of your wicked ass. Half the time. If your man, if he got off on the weekends and then all of a sudden he go working on the weekends, just think about how you acting. Because no man wants to deal with a wicked bitch. No man wants to talk and deal with a wicked woman. Let that sizzle in your spirit. And these Christians right here, I'm going to play the rest of it. These Christians right here, I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. Watch he refuse to say that he's the head of her. Watch this.
Your wife or you're the head of the house?
It said the man is the head.
Of what?
Okay. It's the head basically over the church.
No. What did
the wife?
So and the Bible says you're the head of your wife or the head of the house?
The head of the house.
No, the Bible doesn't say that.
Me included, the children.
No, but what does the Bible say?
He's the head.
Of what?
He's the head of the household.
The Bible doesn't say that.
What does it say?
Man is the head of his wife as Christ is the head of man.
That's fine.
But you guys saying that he's the head of the house, and you saying he's not the head of you.
Well, the way you word it, but he's the head of the house in all of us.
She said
he leads us.
She said the way you word it. So let's go look at what Jesse Lee Peterson is talking about. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11. Let's see if it says house or woman. It said, this is 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man. Let me go to the book of Ephesians 5 and 22. It says, wives, that's plural, by the way. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. I'm gonna say it again. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. So you submit to your husband as he's the Lord. He's your Lord. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife. So you can be that evil bitch that think you're going to dictate how you going to be a wife to him. Or You can be that good bitch that says, hey, what do you want to do? What we doing? We rocking like this. We doing like this. I think this idea would be better. Because even as you come with ideas that's going to make the relationship better, when you know how to talk with your mouth, your man going to listen to you. You think I'm lying? Let me read it. This is 1 Peter. Let's read it. Let's read 1 Peter. Let's read about a good woman. Likewise, this 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. So what is that saying? Let's say if in that moment that brother, your husband, is not right in the head, is not right spiritually, is off. That's why it says that if any obey not the word. So if that man is not obeying the word, let's say if that man is not in the truth, it says they may also be won with your conversation. Now, if you think your conversation is cussing them, yelling at them, belittling them, putting them down, you are mistaken. That conversation has to be what the Lord would have a woman say. Just like the conversation that a husband should have is what the Lord would have you say. That's the balance. The balance is supposed to be, I know how to speak to you, you know how to speak to me. That's supposed to be the balance. That's how the communication works. The communication is supposed to be, you could be upset at your wife. You don't have to talk down at her. She's a weaker vessel. You could be upset at your husband. You don't have to talk down on him. He's your Lord. That's the balance. The balance is what you say out your mouth. That's why they say blessings and cursings come from the same tongue. So if in one breath you say, I love you, I love you, I love you, then the next day you say, I wish I would have never got with you, that person is going to hear it. So that woman is going to hear it. That man is going to hear it. And which one you want me to believe? Let that sizzle in your spirit. This is verse 2. It says, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. That's how your conversation is supposed to be. It's supposed to be chaste. It ain't supposed to be, hey, nigga, when you gonna get a fucking job? When you gonna get off your ass? When you gonna do this? Why you on Facebook? Why you like that bitch post? You about to get another rib? You got that one? You got that one? Don't do this. You going to camp again? You ain't supposed to talk like that. As soon as you start talking like that, go in one ear, man, it's like, fuck her, man. I ain't listening to none of that. That's all it is. But now you come with that sweet talk. You come with that fire. You come with that look. You come with, let's read it. Verse 3, it says, whose adorning, let it not be the outward adorning of plaiting of the hair and wearing of gold or of putting on apparel. Verse 4, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, which is not corruptible. Your spirit is supposed to be not corruptible. Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God a great price. For after this manner, in the old time, holy women who also trusted in God adorned themselves in that, being in subjection unto their own husbands. Then it talks about Sarah. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters you are, and as long as you do well. So you're only a daughter of Sarah if you act like Sarah or submissive like Sarah. And then it says, when it says, whose daughters you are, as long as you do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Why does it say not afraid? Because the world will have you say you should dominate your man. You should be the boss of your man. You should tell your man you're a feminist. You're independent. You have all this power. You make more money than him. That's what the world will have. So you know if the world finds out that you share your man, you're afraid of that. If the world finds out that you submit to your man, you're afraid of that. If you're afraid for the world to know that you share your man, then you should have never got with that man. The minute you gave that thing up to him, you're saying, I'm not ashamed of it. Otherwise, you should have never got with him. You can't be amazed if you got to share your man. You can't be amazed if you see your man doing something with another woman. You can't be amazed at that. Let's say if he don't got a man, another woman, but he in the truth and doing the work. You can't be mad because he got to go do the work. Even when Mika say, this is what I mean, Mika, you probably got like 2 more, because when you say no disrespect, but community D is not cute, that's such a fucking disgusting thing to say. Community D is like, brothers, women act like if a man got 2 women, that's community D. But here's the sad part. Women are fucking that nigga that they calling community D. So if it ain't cute, somebody gonna have to break down to me why so many women don't mind sharing their man. They just don't want nobody else to know. Let that sizzle in your spirit. They want to do it in secret. They want to share their man in secret. F that. Let me tell you another thing I like about my women. I don't have no public women social media wise. The reason why I don't have no public women social media wise is because of the position that I'm in. And like I think I've said this before, like people have attacked my daughter. I had a woman talk about me. So my private life is private for that reason. You might see my kids. Like I'll talk about my kids, but I don't talk about no women publicly. I don't know why Richard, stop calling me Richard. Stop calling me. I don't talk about no women publicly because of my position. And you know what I found though, is that I started seeing celebrities. I saw Method Man and his wife. I saw I think Lorenz Tate. And I see a lot of celebrities that say the reason why their relationship has been successful is because they keep it offline too. Because that's another demon that women have to battle. Why do people you don't know have to know if your relationship is good or bad? Let that sizzle in your spirit. Social media is such a disease. That's why that family, that husband, that girlfriend and boyfriend, husband and wife, that he stabbed her and unalived himself, it's because they let the world into their business. And the embarrassment that came with that is why he stabbed her to death and then unalived himself. Because they think that their personal relationship has to be online. So that's not even a Tazaryach or Israelite thing. I'm finding celebrities do that. If you look at the most successful marriages, you'll see that they're not online. Because you know what the crazy part? Women and men don't just put their successful the success side. They put the dirty side too. I used to get a kick out of when I used to see women bash their man on Facebook and then praise their man on Facebook. I never believed the praise. Never. Because you cannot love your man or you cannot love your woman if you're talking about them negatively online. You can't. There is no such thing as you don't love your wife and you don't love your husband if you bashing them on social media. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Because even if you delete the post, which is what normally happens, people can screenshot. They can get 50 likes. So people already see it. So now you just subjected your wife. So like, let's say a brother calls his wife an evil bee and start bashing her online. And then he apologizes to her. They get over it. But all the friends and enemies and everybody see that. So when she goes outside, when she go to work, when she go around her family, all of them going to say, yeah, I saw that post. Y'all good? Nobody should know if you're happy or sad. They just know you together. You don't gain nothing by 1,000 people knowing y'all in a good or bad relationship. You don't gain nothing. There ain't no bonus money. There ain't $1,000 waiting for you. There ain't 500 roses. There ain't no bonus points. There ain't none of that exists. So I preach. Oh, wait. Last two verses says, likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So as the wife is submitting to that husband, the husband is honoring that wife. And then you're coming together. Why? So that your prayers are not hindered. How can the two of y'all go together to the Most High for praying when y'all are in cohesiveness with each other? The Lord ain't hearing that. The Lord for sure gonna know you full of shit. You can't pray for your husband and the Lord know you hate him. You can't pray for your wife and the Lord know you hate her. Y'all bickering, y'all constantly having issues and arguments and nobody want to listen to the other. The Lord ain't gonna hear none of that. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Y'all made me go longer than I thought. I actually appreciate not getting a call this time. I only got 2 calls. I appreciate not getting calls because it allowed me to teach this subject. And just to let y'all know, I'm probably going to teach more subjects like this. So I've been doing on my Instagram, I think I got up to like part 48, where I was showing white people being wicked. So now I think I'm going to leave that, and I might start dealing more so with relationships, because most relationships conversations that you see are usually one-sided. They're either against the man, against the woman. Mine will be more balanced. So until next time, Shalom Israel. Oh yeah, email the presentation. Yeah, if y'all want the presentations that I did, so I did the presentation on Gentiles, virgin birth, and Jesus is not God. If y'all want those presentations, just contact me and I'll gladly email them to you. All right? Shalom.